My man, what's up,
Hello,
buddy?
hello.
You doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm great. Couldn't be better. Refreshed. Welcome everyone to
It's been a day, man. How's your day been today?
it's been great, man. Just the day off because I needed to handle some stuff, and
Okay.
yeah, back refreshed, man.
Sounds a lot like my day.
Yeah. That's what's up. Welcome everybody to another episode of Like Father, Like Son on sports, on music, on pop culture, on everything.
On everything. For sports today.
On everything, absolutely. We are talking sports today, and we're going to talk NFL headlines after conference championship weekend, right? And there's a lot of headlines. There's a lot of coaching decisions being made, and we'll talk about some of that. And we'll get into that. So let me ask you this, Ty.
All right.
What if you were a professional player? What would be your position? What would be the position you'd want to play based on love, based on the salary they make? What position?
In any sport?
NFL.
In the NFL. I don't know, man. Probably a tight end. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If I get to be like a good player, like we just assume I'm gonna be good. And I want to be a good tight end. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's cool. You know.
What would you pick?
What player would you like to emulate? Who you think your tight end game would look like?
Maybe like TJ Hawkinson.
Okay. He's a good little player, man. He's a good little player. I can get with that. Man, for me, man, I'd love to be a D lineman in the NFL, bro.
Really?
Wrecking shop.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
I'd be wrecking shop. I'd probably be like I wouldn't be an edge rusher, man. I'd be somebody in the middle, just wrecking shop.
Okay.
Yeah, like an Aaron Donald type. That's what I'd be. That's what I'd love to be, you know. Yeah, something like that, man. You know,
like that.
So, NFL headlines this week. We're gonna talk about there's a few head coach hires,
some
coordinator hires. Yeah, so we'll start with some of the coordinator hires. There's a couple that piqued my interest, and the first one is the Jets' hire of Steve Wilks as the defensive coordinator. Now, I love this hire, man. I've always thought highly of Wilks as a DC. He's been pretty good. The few places he's been, you know, he was one of the black coaches that was one and done. He was a head coach for 1 year and then fired. You know, it's not a whole lot of them, but there's 2 this year, and he's one of them. But he's getting a shot on Aaron Glenn's staff as a DC, and I love the move, man. What do you think?
I like it too. When I first read it, I was like, okay, this is good. Basically everything you said, you know, I also agree. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say.
Okay, good deal, man. Yeah. Next coordinator hire that I thought was people want to know about, that was intriguing, is the Cowboys hiring of Matt Eberflus. What do you think about that?
I mean, you can. Their defense was good while he was there, even though they were still losing games. Yeah. I mean, maybe he'll do better as a DC. He can't. Maybe I don't think he'll do worse than he did when he was a head coach. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Right. So, he was a defensive coordinator he was a defensive-minded head coach, I should say.
Right.
But I don't think he actually called the defense, did he? I think he actually allowed his defensive coordinator to call the defense.
I see.
Yeah. So, you know, it's not necessarily on him, but a lot of times they like to put it on the head coach if he's depending on whatever side of the ball he's coming from.
Right.
But the Cowboys, the hire of Eberflus, man, I don't know if it'll be better.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it right now.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it. I just don't feel like he didn't do enough as a head coach to warrant being we'll pick you up at a defensive coordinator position.
Right.
I don't know what he did before he was a head coach though, so that's important for me to say before.
Yeah, and I was trying to look at that, but most head coaches that get let go, they can generally get a job as a coordinator.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see what his career looked like. Right here. But I think, that's all I got to say about him. But I just felt like the Cowboys hire of DC was nowhere, and Matt Eberflus, who's had head coaching experience, Steve Wilkes, who's had head coaching experience. I think that's big,
right,
for new coaching staffs to have coaches on their staffs with head coaching experience. So I think Wilkes will help Aaron Glenn in that way, and Eberflus will help Schottenheimer. All right, so now let's look at the first head coaching hire that I guess we haven't talked about yet.
Okay. Here we go. Duval.
Jaguars hire. How do you pronounce that?
Liam Cohen.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. As head coach, man. What do we know about Liam Cohen?
Offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay most recently. And then I just looked this up the other day. As soon as I found out, I looked up where else he had been before then. Let me find it.
Yeah.
Offensive coordinator at Kentucky and with the LA Rams.
Oh, okay.
The year they went to the Super Bowl, or maybe the year before that.
Was he? He was the OC of that team that went to the Super Bowl.
I believe so. I'm fact checking myself.
Yeah,
but I believe so.
And I wonder if he called the plays or if Sean McVay called the plays. I don't think Schottenheimer calls the plays this year.
Oh no, it was the year before.
Oh, okay.
The year before.
Man, so he just missed out on the Super Bowl, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. But it might be a decent move for the Jaguars, man. If he can put Trevor Lawrence in, I wonder if he's going to call the plays, But it'll be intriguing to see how he handles Trevor Lawrence. And if he can get that running game going.
Yeah. Have you seen that video of him saying Duval to the press? Have you seen that video?
I believe I did, yeah.
Duval. No, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't know a lot about him. And then I saw that video and it made me not even want to know anything about him. He's not starting off very well in my eyes.
Yeah.
And I just don't think. I feel like the owner for the Jags isn't the most like. I don't know. He doesn't seem like he has it all together on where he wants to go with this organization.
He's not a football guy. So he definitely
I feel like he's weighing him down a little bit.
Yeah, and he fired his GM. So this was
after doubling down on not wanting to fire his GM, he fired him way later.
Yeah. Right. The reason Byron Leftwich didn't take the job was because of the GM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you notice that too late. And after, like, everyone was like, no, not if your GM's gonna stay. And he's like, I'm keeping my GM. And then realizes there's no one left, dude. He was like, okay.
Yeah.
You should have realized that by like the second coach that was really good, that could have came there and really helped you out. I'm not saying Liam isn't gonna be that, but he was like the last guy.
Yep.
So
sometimes the last guy ends up being the best guy.
He could, but I don't think so. It's not feeling like that right now.
Hopefully not.
Like terrible
they're in our division, so hopefully that's not the case. He can. I'd love for him to go 500. He can go 500 every year for all I care. But I need him not to be better than the Texans. Okay, up next, the Raiders hire Pete Carroll. As mad as I was because the Raiders fired Antonio Pierce. Yeah, I really am low-key happy about this move, though. My little league team was the Raiders.
Okay.
So I played for the Raiders, even though I rooted for the Bears growing up and the Texans now. I've always had an affinity for the Raiders. And for them to hire a guy like Pete Carroll, even though he's old as Methuselah, he don't look it. I don't know if he just do regular exercise or Botox or what, but he don't look his age. I feel like he's still a really good coach, still energetic, can do his thing. Yeah. And I feel like he'll put together the right staff around him.
Yeah.
And I think the Raiders are going to be successful. As long as they ain't got Derek Carr no more, they're going to be fine.
Right.
They just need to get a quarterback, though.
I'm sure they will. Number 6 pick, I'm sure they probably won't take someone in the first, but they'll probably pick somebody up in the second or third for sure.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel good about it. I feel kind of how I felt about Sean Payton being hired in Denver. I felt like it wasn't going to be great to start, but it would get better, and that's exactly how it was. It got better this year, at least. So it might be a little bit of the same for the Raiders next year and years to come. But, can't be mad at it. If they would have did like a Cowboys and hired that dude after firing Antonio, I probably would have been like, who is that guy?
Right. A lot of it is gonna depend on who he hires as his coordinators and who they draft with their first round pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I think eventually they'll be successful, but how quickly they'll be successful is going to be determined by those three factors.
Yeah.
All right, last hire we got. Last coaching hire. Cowboys hire Brian Schottenheimer. Now, I know Brian Schottenheimer as Marty Schottenheimer's son. Do you know him as something else?
I don't know who he is.
Okay, so he was a coordinator in the league and has been for a little bit. I haven't known any, and I think he was Dallas's offensive coordinator this year.
Okay.
Although everybody knows McCarthy called the plays.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know anything of substance, anything substantial that he has done in his career, right? But obviously, it's probably a trust factor.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones trusts him, and maybe he did wow him as much as you can wow somebody in the interview, and maybe that's why he got the job. Obviously, Dallas was looking at Dion. I don't think that was serious. I think it was just pandering for the fans.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not sure who else they even interviewed. Did they even follow the Rooney Rule? Did they interview any persons of color?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. So yeah, but Schottenheimer just was interviewed and hired. But again, sometimes the least likely, the hire that's not the splash hire is the best hire.
Is that what you feel like this could be?
Yeah, I really do. And that's me not knowing Schottenheimer, but knowing from whence he came. You know, he's from a football family. His dad, longtime coach.
Okay.
I feel like he's been groomed to be a coach.
Okay, I can get behind it.
He's probably a coach's coach. Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I was just like, I don't know who this guy is, and there were so many other options out there that I was just like, doesn't feel right to me to just. But I don't know anything about him at all, so I can't give the strongest opinion on it.
Yeah. That's fine. Not much to know. And that is our coaching update. Something that's not on the rundown, but came through today was Justin Tucker and the massage therapist.
Yeah.
That are accusing him of doing similar things that Deshaun was accused of doing.
What's up with my division, bro? Your division too. It did start in Houston.
Hey, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like, and it was 10 years ago. This was 2012 through 2014 is when these things allegedly happened. So, from what I was reading, the statute of limitations to prosecute him is passed, but the NFL can still rain down punishment on him. But, maybe that's why he was missing some kicks late, and this shit was on his mind.
Yeah,
he was missing some chip shots. Something was wrong with him.
Something was the matter, and that could have been it.
Yeah, but I don't condone anything like that. I can definitely see it occurring, and probably not just pro athletes, probably regular Joe Blow.
Right.
Just want to cop a feel and be stupid and do stuff like that all the time. So, again, I don't condone it if it's true what he did, but I can guarantee you these women, I was appalled and shocked and I have PTSD from this liberty ass kicker I guarantee. I feel like it happens so often. I can't believe only NFL players are doing this to these women. And that's my only deal. Like they're playing it up to try and get money. You know, I know that's. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I don't
be that. Feel like, imagine if like you were a massage therapist and that happened while you were working.
No, my point is I guarantee you they're not going after Joe Blow. They're not going after the teacher that did it. Go out, you know, if you're going to be that appalled 10 years later,
right?
Are you going after the guys in between now and 10 years ago that did that?
Right.
Yeah, that's my point, and that was my point with Deshaun too. You know, I mean, it wasn't the fact that he was innocent. It was the fact that you sent him a letter to get money, first of all, and if you just want and if you just want justice done, do you want justice from the other cats that have pulled this? Because I guarantee we can pull, you know, Deshaun and Justin Tucker aren't the only ones that those massage therapists have come into contact with.
Right.
You know, and I hope I'm not sounding like, you know, I don't have a heart.
Right.
But it's just, you know, sometimes, you know, I feel like, you know, they be going way harder, you know, on guys that can pay them than guys that can't. Go hard on the guys that can't pay.
Also, like, but like we don't know like how many regular people they do like make complaints about. You know, we only hear about the big football players because they're football players. You know. Like,
yeah.
I just don't think.
I get that too. It is crazy. They said Justin Tucker. They told him not to come back no more.
Yeah.
No, Justin, you doing it.
He shouldn't. He needs to get his life in order.
I can't understand why you feel like that's okay and you'll get away with that.
You said you can't understand?
No, I can't understand how you
feel like they get away with it. Just because you're like an NFL player and a lot of people know who you are, doesn't give you immunity to being a weirdo in public. Like, if you want to be weird, like, in your own house. Don't go to a massage parlor. Ugh, that's gross. That's just weird, dude. I don't think you should. So I don't like that stuff.
How many massages have you gotten in your career, in your life?
In my life, have
you ever gotten a massage
by like a massage therapist or something like that?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, and when I was your age, I hadn't, but I've gotten maybe 3, maybe 4, and you know they put the towel on you. I've never gotten one butt naked, right? Mm-hmm. Definitely, your thing can move. They do get close. But usually, you know, like, I mean, usually it will be very like apparent that you were trying to do some stupid.
Yeah.
If you actually did some stupid shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it ain't like it could be no accident.
Right.
And I don't think, at least not the ones I've done. You know, but did you read about Justin Tucker?
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't look too deep in it. I was like, yeah, I don't.
He had wet spots when he got off the bench and all kinds of stuff. This boy, I said, Lord, they got your DNA, Tucker.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get some type of punishment.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Yep, definitely.
Does that tarnish his Hall of Fame career?
I mean, anything will tarnish it, but it's not going to stop it.
Right.
Yeah, it'll put a stain on I mean, if everything comes out, if it goes away, then obviously not.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Now let's look at conference championship recap, man.
All right.
So the Eagles best the Commanders. I was going for the Eagles. You were going for the Commanders. What do you think about the game, man?
I still enjoyed the game. It was still a good game, in my opinion. To watch at least.
By good, what do you mean? Because it wasn't close. What do you mean?
It wasn't close, but I still enjoyed it.
Okay, and to be fair, it was close.
It was a fun game to watch still.
Yeah, it was close all the way until.
It doesn't look close in score, but it felt close. Watching it. Because at any moment, Jaden Daniels could turn this whole thing around, and I felt like that throughout the whole thing until it got closer to the end.
Yeah, exactly. They stopped Washington a couple of times in the second half. Because it was clear Washington couldn't stop Philadelphia.
Right.
Yeah. So once they got stopped a couple of times, it was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah, and something I failed to think about when we were talking about this last week is how in that game that Commanders beat the Eagles this year, the Eagles were playing with Kenny Pickett and not Jalen Hurts, which definitely had an effect.
Yeah, and
even then the game is still super close.
They won by 3 points.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't even know. Did Saquon play in that game?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it did. They didn't say he sat out.
But I think Jalen Hurts just has that much of an impact on this team.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
People are always on the Hurts isn't that good train. And I'm like, I don't know what we're both looking at. Because it's not.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't get it either.
The team can be stacked, but they're also stacked at quarterback. It's not like he just has every gift in the world. He does, but he's a gift in himself too,
Very.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wasn't like super upset. Like I said before, I'd be okay with either one of these teams winning, but I wanted the Commanders to win.
So Saquon, 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. That right there, like when he has games like that, I get upset that they didn't let him go for the rushing record.
More?
No, go for the rushing record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, and I was telling my boy who's a diehard Eagles fan that it's a damn shame. He was like, no, they did right. They didn't want to get him hurt. Man, he wasn't gonna get hurt. Yeah. Let him break the damn record, then let him sit down.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like as good a season as they're having, I feel like with that rushing record, it'll be that much more epic.
Yeah.
Ooh,
can't wait for Saquon's great. I need him to do big things for me here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. And they need to and Philadelphia needs to make it a no-doubter. If it's close with the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hand, good luck. Good luck with that. Next game.
I'll be right back.
All right, hold on. I'll wait on you, big ball. Maybe. Come on, Rockets. So, Chiefs plus referees outlast the Bills.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll be back again.
All right, man.
Hello.
Yeah. So the referees is like they might as well have Chiefs jerseys on, huh?
Now look, 2 things can be true. It can be true that the Bills did not do enough to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. Right. I agree. They didn't perform. They did not perform how they needed to be performing.
Right.
From the jump, in my opinion.
Yep.
And it was very frustrating to watch.
Yep.
But it can also be true that the referees make some pretty crazy calls for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's crystal clear that something is wrong here. And I just despise that Chiefs fans are in the majority so delusional to that like those things can both be true. Yes, we can't complain about the referees' mistakes.
Yeah.
And it can also be true that the Bills didn't do enough. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're already not doing enough and the referees are holding you back,
oh man,
it's even worse.
Yeah,
than just not playing a good game. Yep. Not playing a game that you need to win,
Right.
When you have when you're already doing bad and you have something else making you worse, it's like you're not helping anything. And it pisses people off. It pisses me off.
And it affects the players on the field mentally.
Yeah. It affects you.
Yeah, it affects them. It makes them change their game. And hopefully the Super Bowl is not decided by the referees.
You pray, but with the way I know it happens like this all the time with me because I'm always against the Chiefs. So I always feel good about whoever they're going to go play against. Or not always, but, Super Bowl-wise, I always feel good about their opponent.
Yep.
And I feel great about their opponent this time. I know they played the Eagles before and won, not the same Eagles team. This offense is alive and on fire. Yeah. They had let me look real quick. Let me see how many rushing touchdowns they had last game. They had 7 rushing touchdowns last game.
Yep. 3 by Hurts, 3 by Barkley.
And they have the best defense in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
The Chiefs are going to come to play because the Chiefs always come to play.
Yeah, my bad. And the Chiefs' defense, is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so let me ask you this: are the Bills done? Is the Bills?
Is their window closed?
Is their window closed? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Josh Allen's still a phenomenal player. He's going to be back in the playoffs. It's just about getting over that hill. I know that they'll be back in the playoffs. I feel like they will be at least 3 more times. At least I feel.
With the chance at a Super Bowl.
With the chance, yeah.
You feel like their window for a Super Bowl is at least 3 more years.
Yeah, at least 3 more, yeah.
Okay. What about the Chiefs?
Who knows?
Long as Mahomes is quarterback.
As long as
Mahomes and Andy Reid are together.
I guess so. That's what it seems like.
So I heard a quote where Chris Jones said, as long as Spagnuolo doesn't get another job, we'll be Super Bowl contenders.
Magnola?
No, Steve Spagnuolo, the DC. So, and that's worth talking about because I didn't hear him interview anywhere. I didn't hear his name mentioned for any head coaching jobs. And this will be his 4th Super Bowl if he can win it.
That's
Always best coordinator, right? And he's been a head coach before. So maybe that's why he's not interested in being one again. Maybe just not this cycle, but I feel like if he's given an opportunity to be a head coach, that would hurt the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah, it would take away from the defense.
Maybe that's just what this is. This is the product of when you're really good offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators stay on the team and don't leave.
It don't matter who the OC is. Andy Reid's calling the plays.
Right, but
Andy Reid,
coordinators in general, I'm saying.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's the ones that are making it go, Andy Reid and Spagnuolo, man. I need Spagnuolo to get a head job. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay. Maybe they're waiting on Andy Reid to retire.
I need some team out there to play defense. That we're going to give the DC of the Super Bowl champion a head job just so their defense can suffer. That's what I think needs to happen.
I was thinking proactively for them just now.
And Andy Reid retiring, yeah, he needs to, but he's going to be like Nick Saban. I've been rooting for Nick Saban to retire for the last 5-6 years. It finally happened, but,
yeah.
It took a while. He didn't retire when I wanted him to.
Right. That's fair.
Yep.
And Andy might not as well.
Yeah, exactly. As long as they're on top, he's not. When Patrick Mahomes' contract is up and he might be on the back end of his career and they're no longer going deep into the play, then he might retire.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, referees made horrendous calls, and it just added fuel to the fire that was already the frustration of the Bills play.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So I don't care. I just hate that these Chiefs fans out here are so delusional about it, and they're like, the refs see what the refs see on the field. Like, what are you talking about? Everyone knows refs make mistakes. Everyone knows refs make mistakes when it's in a Chiefs game. Like, you just expect it, and it's always there.
Yeah, and the thing about that is, I agree. Like I'm as a coach, I'm hard on the refs as anybody, and it's just about holding them accountable.
Right.
But when the calls are so egregious, is when everybody and their mama sees it the same way and the refs see it a different way.
Right.
Those are the frustrating, and that's happening too much.
Yeah, way too much.
It's making people question the validity of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's bad. That's bad for the league.
It is terrible. And I hope Philadelphia doesn't even give the refs an opportunity to swing this game in the Chiefs' favor. That's what I need out of them. Dominance. Absolute dominance.
All right, so now we've got 2 Super Bowl teams.
There we go. Boom.
Chiefs.
Boom, they meet again.
Yeah, this is the second time in 3 years that these two teams have met. And the Eagles are trying to win another Super Bowl, and the Chiefs are trying to win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this game, Dad? Let's hear some.
So, my former teammate Jeremiah Trotter is. His son is on the Eagles, and he's in the Super Bowl, so I'm very happy about that. His mom, Jeremiah Trotter Jr.'s mom, was also my high school classmates, Tammy Johnson Trotter. So I'm ecstatic for that reason to see these guys. Jalen Hurts is from Channelview, right down the street here in Houston, Texas. I'm excited for that. Saquon is having the most memorable season a running back has had in a long time.
I hope he wins MVP.
I do too. And I feel like he'll win Offensive Player of the Year, but MVP, I'm not sure. But he could win that as well. He was the sure if he had the rushing record, I believe.
Can you win both of those awards? MVP and Offensive Player of the Year?
I think so.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they maybe not want to give it to one person, but I imagine you probably could. Because generally, I think the MVP has always been a quarterback award lately. So that's probably why the offensive player of the year has always been somebody different.
Do you know who the last non-quarterback was to win the MVP?
Yes, I do. Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Another guy from Texas. Yep. So
I think. Well, actually, I'll talk about that after we get past this. Yeah. Go ahead. What were you
saying? That's on the Eagles side. On the Chiefs side, I like the matchup of quarterbacks. Two black quarterbacks, both of them from Texas. And again, this is the second time that these two have met up in the Super Bowl, so it's not like it's the first time, but I like it, and they're two dynamic guys, and Hurts, I'm looking for a great Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Philadelphia Eagles destruction in 2 weeks. I need destruction of the Chiefs is what I mean. I said that backwards. Ooh, let me save myself from that. I need the destruction of the Kansas City Chiefs to commence. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of watching this team win. I'm tired of the people I'm surrounded by in this state, in their behavior when their team wins.
Yeah.
Their energy, their words. Yeah. It's a lot. I can't stand it. And I love to see them shut up when they lose. When they lost to the Bills, it was a quiet day on my social media. I love every second of it.
Yeah.
And then when I see them in person, they just don't seem to just not as chipper to talk that day. And it just makes me feel good. So hopefully if they lose this Super Bowl, there's a whole week of that. Not just today. I just get a bunch of silence. I can't stand it. It's very frustrating. And it's the reason why I hate on the team so much. The fans are they just grind my gears.
Oh, man. I know, man. I know. And
so I will not be rooting for their team. I will be.
Man, the Patriots fans were the same way. Now Kansas City fans, Lakers fans like that, Celtics fans. Cowboys ain't won nothing in 30 years, and they fans are still like.
To be honest, the Philadelphia Eagles have the worst fan base in the league. The things their fans say and do are insane. All the videos I've seen of how they were treating Commanders fans after the game are crazy. I would go to jail, or I would get beat up by Philadelphia fans, and I would die or something. But
I don't get it.
The way they behave.
Are they raised like that? They raise your kids like that to be a bad fan?
It's like a mob mentality thing. They just all get together, and it's
yeah, man,
next level.
They bully you big time.
Yeah, and then they'll call you soft when you get mad. Yeah. I can handle you talking shit, but the moment you start touching me and pushing me, taking stuff off my head and stuff, that's a different ballgame, dude. What are you doing?
And I don't like irrationality, and I think that's what a lot of their fans are. You can't talk to them.
Not at all.
Yeah, they think
they have rabies. They're
yeah. So, and I'm not yelling just to yell.
Right.
So I wouldn't be well in that environment if the Texans and the Eagles were playing each other in Philadelphia, and those fans would get them out.
Right. And I'd like to say that I only notice this when I see games in Philly and stuff like that. I don't really see many Philadelphia fans in Kansas. Yeah. And I can imagine outside of home, they probably aren't that insane. I can't imagine you living in Kansas City and being one of those crazy Philadelphia fans that lives in Philadelphia.
Right.
But I mean, that's still. I think they're the worst fan base in football, personally. But
I've heard
interact with them, they don't really bother me that much.
Right. I've heard that from others, but like I said, my boy is diehard Eagles fan. He's from North Carolina. He's not from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So he I don't know about all that, but there's a lot of rough fan bases out there. Speaking of, let's go down the list. Who else is a tough fan base?
Like the Raiders.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are worse though.
Okay, so the Eagles are your number one. The Raiders are pretty bad. I've heard some stories of those guys, man.
I've heard a lot of things about like AFC West, like divisional games where like the Chargers fan bases aren't generally bad, but like at a divisional game, like they can be like extra.
Yeah.
Which I mean could go for any division, I guess, but that's not a fan base you hear about being like a terrible crowd, being terrible.
Right. Definitely not the Chargers. They haven't won enough. a lot of these fan bases that are terrible, it's because winning breeds that.
Right.
It breeds that air of your stuff don't stink. You're better than you actually are. Right. Even when you lose, you're better because you won the thing 10 years ago, type of thing.
Yeah, the Patriots used to be terrible. Aren't really anymore, at least not in my experience.
The fans.
Yeah, the fans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have noticed, however, the most delusional football fans I make, delusional in like their takes and like thoughts and ideas of the league, have been Patriots fans. I can't say that. I've heard some of the worst takes on this planet from Patriots fans. And I'm like, like no one ever is going to ever agree with takes like that, right? And they're like, what do you mean, dude? That's just like, everyone knows that. Like, and I'm like, okay. I'm serious. I wish I was lying.
Yeah.
But no.
Right.
Delusional, but not so bad anymore since they've been pretty pooped for a little while.
Right.
Might come back though.
I know.
They could come back.
Yep. And I think my number one would be Cowboys fans.
Really?
Yeah, they're not mean. They're not like stupid. Like they do stupid things. Like I feel like the Eagles and the Raiders fan bases do, but I feel like they're just my number one because of how unrealistic they are and irrational they are. And you can't say anything. You can't reason with a Cowboys fan.
You're right.
And that's why they're my number one worst fan base. And I'm in Texas, so they're all around me.
Right, exactly.
A lot of them are family, friends. I love them, but irrational as hell. Yeah.
Can't wait to watch though. I think I'm finally gonna like make some food and bring it to a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Instead of just being an enjoyer of someone that makes food and brings it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
have y'all already figured out who's throwing the party? Who's hosting?
I know of like 3 of them. It's just figuring out which one I'm gonna go to, honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I used to have those decisions when I was younger. I just go to a sports bar.
That's always an option too.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm gonna watch. I know so many people are like, boycott the NFL. We can't watch the Super Bowl or else they won't take it seriously. I think after that game, I feel like something in this offseason is going to be done about the ref situation. I feel like it has to. Too many people have been talking about that Bills-Chiefs game for them to just continue to ignore it. And
but what's the remedy?
I don't know. Maybe if I dislike it a lot, I should have a good idea of what to do to fix it.
I feel like the commissioner's office is going to say the same thing. I don't know what to do.
Gotta figure something out, though. It's not my job to do that. I will complain about it, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You pay me enough, then I'll figure it out. Until then.
But I think something is going to happen with the reffing in this offseason.
They've got to let quarterbacks get.
I'm not going to not watch the Super Bowl.
They've got to let quarterbacks get touched, and then they've got.
They gotta like loosen up on all the rules that so heavily favor the offense. And like I know you want it to be a safer game.
Yep.
But it's becoming hard to play with how safe you're trying to make it because it's like everything, like the game that we've played our whole lives is like hinging a little too hard right in front of us.
So everything is geared to hurt the defense.
Right. Like when players, like when a roughing the passer comes because they tackled after they threw, when that man is like throwing himself at you and you let go like a split second before he makes contact with you, what is he supposed to do in that situation?
Yeah.
What is he going to do to stop all of this forward momentum coming crashing down on him? Like, he's going to fall on you. But then he'll get up and it'll be fine. Like, split-second things like that always piss me off.
And that's always been part of the game. Like,
get hit.
Yeah, like, it's just part of what defenses do. They want to get their big guys to land on the quarterback.
Wear him down,
Wear him down. And not hurt them necessarily, but make them think, right? But with the league, they've actively said they've said we're trying to keep the quarterback upright so they can keep putting points on the scoreboard, right? So they can score.
Leave that up to the quarterback.
The game can be fun again. Can look aesthetically pleasing and stuff like that.
You're telling me aesthetically pleasing isn't these big time booms and slams we've all missed seeing? Like you don't have heavy hit montages of like the modern era. It seems like
boys that used to play receiver is not
like it's. I think you should leave. You want the quarterback to stay upright. That's up to the quarterback to stay upright.
Yeah.
Don't make all these rules. And
learn to get rid of the ball faster, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't reward not good behavior of your quarterback.
Not good quarterback play. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're rewarding that. There you go. I like that take, man.
I don't like it.
They're rewarding average quarterback play.
Exactly.
That's why a guy like Daniel Jones can get $25 million a year.
He must have just been a really good guy.
Referees are allowing him to stay upright.
He must just be a really good guy.
Complete non-intermediate passes, and all of a sudden he's an above average quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, and being a good guy never hurt anybody, but it shouldn't help that much.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt you. It shouldn't help you like that.
I agree. I was gonna say, I think we need. Actually, my friend said this the other day, and I agreed with him. We need like an offensive lineman award, or just like a lineman of the year award in general. Like they need their own, in my opinion. They make a huge impact on this game and how other players' careers can go. Yet they don't have anything for themselves because they're not winning MVP. They're not winning Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
You could have a comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman, but like.
Absolutely.
They don't have anything. And that's what I was going to bring up earlier.
Yeah. And they don't have you're right, man. They don't have a trophy per se, but I feel like they have metrics that determine who is maybe top 10 offensive linemen, and then they get paid as such.
Right.
But as far as the recognition, yeah, you're right.
I think they need that.
They need the linemen need that recognition, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the skill guys.
Right.
Yep.
I think they should spread the awards out a little bit.
Yep. Makes sense, my brother.
I think the Cleveland Browns are going to get Shedeur Sanders.
If Tennessee don't get him first, because the way
if they don't,
what do you think about?
Part of me feels like they're not going to go QB with the first pick.
Right. Oh, you mean the Titans?
The Titans.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I saw Abdul Carter. Come on, man. If you take anybody other than Travis Hunter, if you don't take a quarterback, if you take any other non-quarterback other than Travis Hunter, you shouldn't be the GM. That's just real, man.
I guess I'd be okay with them. I mean, of course I'd be okay with it because then we could get Shedeur, but I'd be okay with them taking Abdul or someone different. I think you don't want to take, because maybe they don't want Travis to play both sides and they want to keep him on one, and they don't know if they'll be able to do that or how big of a problem that'll be.
I mean,
for them, because there's more things that come into that with drafting him. Yeah, teams are going to want more of him on a different side of the ball than he's going to want to give up, I believe. With how adamant he seems on playing both sides a lot.
But I think that he'll understand that he can. I don't think anything's going to let him play both sides a lot. I think that most teams will probably want him at receiver. And I think the teams who want him at corner will only have him playing receiver in certain situations.
Right.
I would rather have him at corner, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But I've been reading where a lot of teams that want him at receiver. We'll see. Yeah. I just hope he goes to this. If he could drop to the Texans, I wouldn't be mad.
Travis?
Yeah. We need a receiver. We need a receiver.
Yeah. There's a lot more.
If we traded up, I wouldn't be mad either. If D'Amico traded up for Travis Hunter, boy.
Trade up to right now, realistically. What do you think the highest pick you think you could trade up to right now is?
Her? Come on, get off my.
Hey, Blue.
Say that again.
What's the highest pick you think you could trade up to?
Damn cats. Wow. Maybe 10 to 12.
Where are you at right now? 20?
I think 24.
24?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's dropping that low.
Yeah, I don't think he will either. So, but you never know.
Never know.
But yeah, we know he ain't dropping that.
Yeah, we definitely know that much. He's a top 10 pick at the least.
Hey, man, Cleveland.
I'm just scared of this draft, man. We don't do. I mean, I can't say we don't. We got Myles Garrett, but we haven't historically made the best first-round quarterback decisions.
Right.
And Shedeur feels different, but I've also felt iffy because, I have one side telling me he's great and then another side telling me he'll be, average. So I'm seeing now that we really have an interest in him, and Dion seems to have an interest in him coming here, which of course doesn't matter as much as it feels like it might. So at the grand scheme of things, but still, I don't know. It's exciting, but I'm also worried.
Dion must have a good impression of Kevin Stefanski
and Andrew Berry.
Who was Andrew Berry? The GM?
Our GM, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, you're right. I think Shedeur is going to be a legit NFL quarterback, but you guys got to protect him.
Oh yeah, we're going to need some offensive line.
Yeah, man. Sure. Y'all get that young man beat up, and Dion be like, we out on the first thing smoking.
I hope Deshaun Watson retires or something. Or I hope there's some way we can like void some of the money we owe him.
I think there is. And,
yeah.
He restructured his deal this year, though.
He did restructure it already.
Uh-huh.
But then more stuff like that. A report broke about like his behavior within the organization and stuff, and it was like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I'd have to look it up right now.
Bad behavior?
I'll look it up and send it to you after the show.
Yeah.
But it was pretty damning, and to read it didn't make me feel good, because then I think the whole time he's being like this, I as a fan am out here like defending this man's gameplay, not right. What happened to him. I never talk about that, but his gameplay, his on the field ability. I'm out here defending it with my life.
Right.
And he's like being the way it seemed he was being in the report. So it was very disappointing. And it kind of just upset me that I defended him for so long.
Yeah. I feel that. Now you know. Yeah. Better late than never. Now you know.
Hope he gets out of here so success can come our way once again.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Me too, man. That's what's up, man.
What do you want to talk about next week?
Next week, man, we're gonna do we're gonna come up with it's gonna be a Super Bowl episode, but we're gonna delve into specific players for the Eagles and specific players for the Chiefs.
All right.
Yep, I'll let you know.
And we might even talk about the halftime show.
Oh, that too.
I got some speculation to drop on you guys.
Yeah, about who might be joining them.
Right, who might be joining them, exactly.
That's what's up. Yep. Okay, we'll do that, man.
All right, good episode.
Yes, sir. Good episode.
I'm tired, hungry, gonna eat, go to bed.
All right, big dog.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Comment too.
That's right.
Yeah. See you next week.
Yeah, appreciate you guys joining us. This has been another episode of Like Father, Like Son on sports, Like Father, Like Son on music, Like Father, Like Son on everything. And till next week. Love you, boy.
Love you, Dad.
We're out of here. Peace.